The CCC was the Civilian Conservation Corps and was FDR's favorite New Deal program. It provided jobs for more than 2 million young men, and they replanted forests, built trails, dug irrigation ditches, and fought fires. This program became more inclusive in time and extended work and training to Mexican Americans and other minority youth. The TVA was the Tennessee Valley Authority, which still survives today because it improved life in the Tennessee Valley. It built dams to control floods and to generate electric power. They also replanted forests, built fertilizer plants, created jobs, and attracted industry with the promise of cheap power. They also attracted a host of critics, and it was called socialist because it gave the government direct control of a business, and private companies complained that they could not compete with the TVA since they didn't pay taxes. The AAA, or Agricultural Adjustment Act, was passed to help end overproduction and raise crop prices. It provided financial aid and paid farmers subsidies to plant nothing on part of their land and kill the excess livestock. Many people saw this as immoral and believed that it was unjust to kill livestock or destroy crops when people were starving. But by 1934, farm prices for crops had risen. The NRA was the National Recovery Administration that worked with business and labor leaders to develop codes of fair competition to govern whole industries. These codes established minimum wages for workers and minimum prices for the goods that businesses sold. The idea was to increase workers' wages so they could buy more goods and raise prices so companies could make a profit. The PWA was the Public Works Administration that built bridges, dams, power plants, and government buildings. It was responsible for building many important projects that are still in use today, like New York City's Triborough Bridge. These public works projects improved the nation's infrastructure and created millions of jobs for workers. My New Deal program was the CRA, or Children's Rescue Association, which provided housing for children riding the rails. Its goal was to help eligible children or teens find jobs and provide apprenticeships for other children that cannot legally work and give them experience in a field so they can have a job later in life. I personally agree with the New Deal because it created millions of jobs for young men and helped get several of them back on their feet after the poverty that occurred during the Great Depression. I also think that these New Deal programs provided the country with a lot of economic stimulation, which helped get it back going in the right direction and on the upswing of a business cycle, which were all very positive and which have led me to believe that this New Deal was actually a very effective and important part of our history.